Anyone who knows FNAF knows the 6 AM rule. I mean, in basically all the games, when 6 AM comes around, the animatronics cease what they're doing and return to the stage to recharge. I mean, they're literally just about to grab you and kill you, but 6 AM comes around, they're like, nope, understandable sir, and returns to the stage. But what about Springtrap in FNAF 3? I mean, at 6 AM, he seemingly does the same thing, but he's not an actual animatronic. He's not bound by the same laws. He doesn't have to recharge. So at 6 AM, just as he's about to catch and kill the player, the alarm goes off, he stops and goes, bro, it's 6 AM, I'm gonna have to leave you alone, bye-bye. So what the hell is going on? And not only that, where does he go? Does he just disappear out of existence? I mean, you're in the office in FNAF 3. He's in our way. Is he just gonna stop? Let us leave? I mean, we know what happens to the other animatronics at 6 AM. They literally leave and return to the stage. What about Springtrap? Is he just gonna sit there, cry in the corner, grumbling to himself about how unhappy he is being in this Springlock suit until 12 AM comes around so he can chase the night guard once more? Where does he actually go? What happens to him? Well, I have the answers to all them questions in today's video, and you're not going to want to miss a single bit of this, so hit subscribe and let's get on with it. You see, this first came to my attention on Reddit by a person called Various Astronaut 100, and they posted this: what happens to Springtrap at 6 AM? And I thought, what does actually happen at 6 AM? So I started investigating. Now, immediately I thought, oh, if 6 AM comes around, he's going to leave, he's going to follow his AI programming just like the other animatronics. But then the more and more I started to think about it, the more and more the logic just didn't follow. We know why the animatronics in the other games leave, they return to the stage to recharge. And they're still full animatronic costumes. I mean, they're bound by AI programming. Springtrap isn't. He's literally just a human being in the costume at that point. Would the AI, though, take over his programming at 6 AM, as if they're switching to a day mode rather than a night mode? Because again, the animatronics in other games have two modes, day mode and night mode. Night mode, they basically just recharge or roam around the pizzeria so their servers don't lock up. I mean, Phone Guy literally tells us this in one of his phone calls.
So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up, they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too. But then there was the bite of 87.
And then when daytime comes around, they go into performance mode. So as soon as 6 AM hits, that's the reason why they stop chasing the player. They go into performance mode, literally waiting for children to enter the pizzeria, dancing on stage, yada yada yada. You get the picture. But Springtrap, that doesn't really apply. I mean, is a human being going around killing people. So when 6 AM comes around and he's just about to end this night guard's entire career in FNAF 3, what does he, just respect the rules at 6 AM? Says, nope, you can leave. Respects the bro code. You see, Springtrap is technically an animatronic. Sure, he's in a Springlock suit, so when he's in the Springlock mode, there's still a person controlling it, but on the outside, there's still an animatronic, because remember, Springlock suits can switch to performance mode, animatronic mode, so surely that would still have a element of AI programming in it, right? But let's not forget, Afton was trapped in a room for what? Decades, potentially. You're telling me that animatronic suit would still work correctly? That's even if it was in animatronic mode, which it wasn't. It was in mascot performer mode. So the AI rules surely wouldn't apply to Springtrap at this point in FNAF 3. And if he was, surely he'd be returning to the stage. I mean, his AI programming would have worked and tried to have him return somewhere. That doesn't seem to happen. You know, he's in a completely new location. He isn't bound by any returning to stage protocols. But then I remembered something of the gameplay loop in FNAF 3. You can lure him with audio. The audio itself sounds like a child, and without a second thought, he goes to investigate. That surely is the programming of Spring Bonnie. Thinking there's a child somewhere, he'll be bound by his programming to go and entertain that child. He just shoots off, heads in that direction. Surely that means that William can't fully control the animatronic costume. That's giving us evidence right there, right? Surely. I mean, Springtrap is literally outside your office, he can see you, but yet you play this clearly fake voice, and he's like, don't be going anywhere, I'll be right back. You see, things are just not adding up.
He was trying to do calculations, but boy, he's bad at math.
Okay, so we can kind of establish now he might be being controlled by a little bit of his AI programming. So if 6 AM comes around, he's right in the office, what protocol would he follow? He can't have a return to stage protocol because there isn't one. He's not in a location with the stage. He clearly doesn't need to recharge either because he's not in an animatronic mode. Could it be that he's simply switching to the day protocol? He roams the area, then looking for some type of guest to entertain, unable to control himself, and then the guy guard is free to leave. I mean, that actually fits perfectly with William Afton's character as well. I mean, Springtrap leaves the office at 6 a.m, looks for guests, aka children. Purple guy, aka William Afton, would have probably done exactly the same thing before the animatronic AI. So they're kind of going in tandem. The only difference is the animatronic AI isn't going to kill the children. William Afton would have. But that's a nice little connection. You see, let's actually look at Springtrap for a second. We know he's kind of gone into animatronic mode because we know the spring locks fail, right? So if there was animatronic programming in there, surely the animatronic would be thinking it's in animatronic mode. I mean, the spring traps are not fully open because they kind of failed. You see, after being stuck inside of that suit, being spring locked, means he's kind of like a weird hybrid now, an animatronic slash person. Totally different to the kids and the spirits because they're not in spring lock suits. They were literally just stuffed inside of animatronic costumes, with the souls being in there but still being bound by the animatronic laws, especially come 6 a.m. and they need to recharge. Springtrap, however, completely different. So the spring lock failure basically means that Afton's returning to animatronic mode at 6 a.m. and there's nothing he can do about it until 12 a.m. comes around and he's free then to go and hunt again. But as soon as daytime comes around, he's kind of like stuck in his own hell. The animatronic costume basically freezes up. He's unable to do anything, even though he's physically inside the suit. I mean, not only that, if the staff, actually the daytime staff, see an animatronic costume walking around on its own, surely the jig would be up. They will know there's something wrong with his animatronic. So it would also aid him as well, so he's not going to be found out. But just imagine this for 1 second. 6 a.m. comes around, you're the guy in the office, Mike. Springtrap just stops dead in his tracks, and rather than attack you outright, just bursts into Dan. I think that would be better than the actual jump scare we get in FNAF 3, to be honest. And I know you could probably turn around and say, you're just overthinking this entire thing. It's a game mechanic. Well, duh, of course it is. It's a game we're playing. But the entire thing of FNAF is the law, and we're trying to break down the law, and I think we've confidently solved it right now. We know he's a combination of human slash animatronic suit, because he's in this spring lock suit, which thinks is in animatronic mode, which it obviously isn't, because the spring locks have failed. The suit itself is decades old, so unlikely the suit actually works. But the programming is probably now wired into William Afton himself, hence why the lure works on him. That then makes sense. It then also makes sense at 6 o'clock that he kind of switches. He doesn't want to himself, but he's kind of being controlled by the AI. And the suit, he can't do anything about it. Switching to kind of a roam mode where he looks for guests to entertain, almost like his own personal hell. And that, for me, is what really happens to Springtrap at 6 a.m. But do you agree? Do you disagree? Massive thanks to the original Reddit post here, the people in the comments, because reading some of them was an absolute blast. And it really got me thinking about this entire scenario and visualizing it myself. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe, because there's plenty more videos like this on the channel and upcoming. I highly recommend watching them after this. Massive thanks to the Fazbear Entertainment members who are on screen now. Lauren, Rena Fox, Amet Juna Tapia, and our Twisted Fazbear CEOs, Rock Nigel and Penguin Lover 12. And I'd also like to say massive thanks to Penguin Lover 12 and Lauren for being a member for 12 months plus. Thank you very much, guys. I'm Twisted Animatronic, and stay safe out there, superstars.